Okay, good afternoon.
Hi, afternoon.
Yes, after the acceptance of King of Boys, the first version, how do you feel to be on the next one, this one out now?
It feels like a blessing because, to be honest, I almost wasn't in part two. I think I wasn't supposed to be originally in there, but I think all of a sudden I was somehow in there. So I feel I was honestly start the line. So I feel happy, blessed, and ecstatic. If I think this kid would be too, maybe I'll have cried. I'm like, oh my god! I'm telling you. Like, yeah, but yeah, blessed definitely, and excited.
Okay, so when you got the script for the second one, how did you feel? What came to your mind?
I was just like, please, how does this girl think of all these things?
Who is going to shoot all of this?
I know, oh my god, yeah, it was huge. Yeah, there was that. It was huge. It was like that. I was like, Jesus Christ of Nazareth. But when I read it, I just really thought, I felt how I felt. So when I read Kill Bill 1, I felt the same. I felt, man, this is exceptional. This is going to be, I need to be a part of this. And Kill Bill 2 made me feel like that times two. I was like, oh shit. Because I think everyone was waiting for KOB2 with bated breath. What are we going to do inside? What's going to happen? What more can we possibly? And then you read it and you're like, yo, this is insane. So, yeah, I felt like it was insane. It was insanely great.
Right. So personally, for you, at the beginning, at the first one, were you expecting another version of it?
No, because Kemi had told me she wasn't doing a KOB2. I'd asked her, and she said, no, I beg, I'm tired. She was like, no. So I didn't expect a KOB2 to come at all. And then I think we had spoken about the prequel, and then I knew a prequel was coming, and then KOB2 now came. And at first I thought, ah, damn, that goes my prequel. But then, and then I wasn't inside, to make matters worse. But when it came, and then I found out I was inside, I was like, God, I thank you. That's how I felt, pretty much. Was that a question? What was the question?
Yeah,
that's what I asked. God, thank you. Especially after I read it. Yeah.
Okay, looking at the cast, we had lots of people from the music, industry to, it was a mixture of actors and, artists. How was the synergy, on set?
Synergy was great. It was easy. I think everyone, there was no source of drama at all in terms of the actors. The actors got along really, really well, and the actors performed really, really well. I think everyone really respected everyone's sort of, craft on that set, because everyone did amazing. It was really great. The musicians did great. You wouldn't have known that they weren't actors. Mm-hmm. I think you watched and saw yourself. The performances were amazing, and they were so professional on set. Acting is a lot of waiting, and musicians aren't used to that. They get to do things quick and move, so they had to adapt to that. Probably the hardest part, I think, but they did great.
So, what was the highest point? Like, we've had lots of movies in cinemas, and King of Boys now. What would you see as a difference? The unique thing about King of Boys.
King of Boys, especially when Kill Bill 1 came out, I don't think we had ever really had a story like that told for a box office before, not really. So it was new, it was different, it was daring. At that time, comedy was what was it? Comedy was what people were putting into the cinemas that were sort of making money. So it was also a huge risk as well, but a risk that paid off, and I think it shook the whole industry. It let other filmmakers know that, look, it's not just comedy all the time, you can do other sorts of things. It set a precedent there that was much needed as well.
So how do you think movies can address societal issues, can correct a lot of ills in the society?
I don't know that you can correct anything, but you can definitely influence it. Art imitates life, and a lot of the time, especially young people, they watch these things and they think, do you see what I mean? Films raise kids, as far as I'm concerned. A lot of the things that we watch growing up, whether you realize it or not, influences your thinking and your perception and your mindset. So I feel like when I'm picking roles and when I'm picking scripts, I have that in the back of my mind. So I'm very, very I try to be as responsible as I am when I'm picking roles, and I try to make sure, not necessarily the character, but the film has a message that I agree with overall, in a way. If the film is sending a message that I don't agree with, even if I like my character, I won't take it.
Okay. So what prompted the second part of King of Boys? At what point did you discover you were going to have the second one?
At one point, very late in the game. I think everybody else thought I was going to do a second one before I did, and just one day I got inspired. I thought about a story, and my brother was there, and I ran it by him, and he says, "I feel like there are bones there, so let's make it happen." So I think everybody else thought that I was going to do a sequel before I did. I wasn't really interested in doing another one, but so roughly this would have to be like about, I don't know, a year and a half, maybe a year and a half ago. Yeah.
So how challenging was it bringing the second version when you didn't have the mind at first coming with?
I didn't have a mind initially, but then when I had the mind, I had the mind. So once you get the inspiration for it, the challenges are the regular challenges that you would have anyway, from working in this climate, the infrastructure or lack thereof, and but at the end of the day, one of the brilliant things about KOB is that it's such an ambitious project for the creators, the crew, the actors. We're pushing our limits all the time, but no one person ever goes in alone. Everybody goes in together. So there's lots of love, and it literally is a family. It actually is a family. So when one person feels weak, the other person props them up. So aside from I think the most challenging part per se would be coming up with a strong enough idea that would be able to to surpass the first one, because I knew that everybody would want to see a follow-up to it because of how well the first one did, but I didn't want to trick people. So I wanted that when people opened the door to see what we had on the other side, they welcomed it and were very happy with what they got.
Okay, so lastly, for the people who haven't seen this, what do you have to say to them?
People haven't seen the first one or this one?
Second one.
The second one? Okay, good, because
A lot of people have been
everyone should have seen the first one.
Yeah, everyone.
People that haven't seen the second one, go see it. What's wrong? But I think that they're gonna have a good time. I think the big thing for me when I'm creating is, no matter what we're putting inside the film, at least just make it entertaining. So I'm an entertainer first of all. I'm like, just look at me like the band. But I definitely want to try and entertain the audience. So yeah, so there's lots to see, lots to hear. Don't trust anybody. And it's like a perfect gift that you keep unwrapping and unwrapping, and it gives and gives and gives, so you're gonna have a good time. Guaranteed.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
That was all.
Cut. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
Let's go to